What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylee, and in today's video, I want to go over the single most important change that I made in my life to date. And I know that sounds kind of dramatic, but honestly, this one habit changed so many different avenues of my life that I have to share it. And this one habit helped me with my sleep. It eliminated cravings, it reduced stubborn fat loss, it reduced stress, it boosted energy. So the list goes on, and it's pretty crazy that one thing could do this. If you're wondering what that one thing is, it is shifting my focus from looking at solely the macronutrients to focusing on the micronutrients as my primary focus. Now, before we get into all the benefits and why I recommend this to you guys, I want to rewind, go back to when I first discovered nutrition, because I wasn't always focusing on the micronutrients, hence why I think it's so important now. But back in the day, back in high school, when I first got introduced to health and fitness, I was a little lost sheep. I was going to the gym, but at the same time, not really. I was bouncing from machine to machine to machine, doing no progressive overload, no compound movements, and I was a hot mess. And it was kind of the same for nutrition. Now, I was following the typical gym bro diet, having only egg whites and having low fat, low sodium products, apples with peanut butter, chicken, rice, broccoli, meal planning my entire week. And I was just having so many cravings. I was sleeping so much. I had no energy in the gym, and I was only looking at the macronutrients, making sure I was getting the right proteins, carbs, and fats. The foods I was picking was so bland that I wasn't getting enough nutrients. Now, I'm not saying this way of looking at nutrition is inherently bad. I actually think it does have a time and a place. Specifically, if you are a bodybuilder or you are joining a competition and you have to look a certain way or perform a certain way, then looking at your nutrition in a very analytical way is definitely the best way to do that. But for the everyday person like you guys who just want to look good, feel good, have good muscle retention, and have a good metabolism, then I would recommend focusing on the micronutrients while still getting in the proper macronutrients for your body type. But with that being said, let's get into the couple benefits and why I recommend this so much. So, benefit 1 is it eliminates cravings. Now, I thought cravings were a bad thing. I wish they would just go away, and I was always wondering why I was so addicted to sugar, or why I was so addicted to salty chips and things that were either really salty, really sweet, or really creamy. And back then, I didn't know that the diet I was eating was so nutrient bland. Chicken, rice, broccoli, those are probably the 3 most bland things you can eat because they have little minerals, not a lot of fat soluble vitamins, and that's what contributes to cravings. So basically, in a nutshell, what cravings are is it's your body trying to tell you something. It's trying to help you out and let you know, hey, I'm deficient in X, Y, Z. But your body can't tell you, hey, I'm deficient in vitamin A. Hey, I'm deficient in all these fat soluble vitamins. It just says, I need more. And in hopes that whatever food you're eating contains the minerals and the vitamins that it needs. So cravings are not a bad thing. They're a great thing. It means your body is trying to work with you and work towards being healthy. So next time you have cravings, look at what you're craving. If you're craving something sweet, you're probably stressed out. That's why people have emotional eating or stressed eating, where they go straight to the sweets. If you're craving something creamy and fatty like a milkshake or something really buttery, look at your fat intake. Are you getting enough nutrient dense fat? And then also look at your savory things. Are you craving something really salty like chips? These are all cues that your body is trying to tell you that you actually need something and it needs to be addressed. So benefit number 1 is eliminating cravings, because as soon as you focus on the micronutrients, your body is getting the fuel it needs to meet the demands you're putting it through. And I can't remember the last time I had cravings. Now, I still eat things, like I'll have candy every once in a while, I'll have chips every once in a while, but I never go to the store and buy it. I just eat it because it's there and because I don't restrict. And I just eat it because it sounds good. But I remember in high school, I used to sit in my bed, and every night before going to bed and waking up for the next day, I had a little stash pile of junk food. I'm sure a lot of people have this. And I had to have some sort of snack before bed. It was like my habitual turn on Netflix, have this snack. And if I didn't have that snack, I would be craving it. I'd be compelled to have that candy or to have those chips. Or I would be laying in bed and I'd be like, oh my God, Taco Bell sounds really good. I need to get my car and go drive there right now because I'm craving it so bad that I just need to get it right now. That's definitely not normal. So if you are experiencing cravings, definitely look at the micronutrients and make sure that you are fueling your body. Benefit number 2 is reducing stress, because if you are restricting foods or not getting enough nutrients in, your body will automatically think you're in survival mode. It doesn't matter what you think up here because it's intuitive. If our body is not getting enough nutrients, it automatically thinks that we are starving, and it will hold on to every food source that you consume. This is why some people just look at carbs and will gain 5 pounds because they're either in a fight or flight mode where they're stuck in a chronic stressed state, or they have an impaired metabolism, which is something that I'll go over in future videos. But it's usually those two, and that's why you just look at carbs and you gain 5 pounds. So the way to get out of this chronically stressed state is to reduce stress, but also nourish your body in a way where you're meeting the demands that you're putting it through. So make sure you're focusing on getting nutrient-dense meals, focusing on the vitamins and the minerals, and your stress should reduce because your body is no longer in that survival mode. It's not trying to hold on to every ounce of fat that you have and the means to survive. And benefit number 3, so that is getting tons more energy and fixing my sleep. So when I started eating more food, more protein, and focusing on the nutrients, not just the macronutrients, my sleep just 10x'd. My sleep was amazing. My energy levels were amazing, and it's because you're fueling your body. When you're restricting or you're going by the macronutrients, not the micronutrients, your body starts to cut corners because there's a hierarchy of systems that need to be put in place. So as soon as you start restricting carbs and you're in this survival mode, it's going to cut corners and other things are going to suffer in the means of survival. So your hair will stop growing. Your sleep won't be efficient, results in brain fog and fatigue. Your bowel movements start to slow down because it doesn't have the energy to properly have bowel movements. Your detoxification process starts to slow down. Everything starts to slow down in order to preserve energy because you're not getting enough. So make sure you're getting the micronutrients. I probably have said the word micronutrients like 100 times in this video, but it's just to get the point across. And as soon as you start doing that, all the wheels start turning and it starts to become a streamlined process. Now, the 4th benefit of switching from looking at macronutrients to micronutrients is it's just freaking easy. It is one of the most easiest diets I could have followed. I don't like that word because it's not a diet, it's a true lifestyle change. As soon as I switched from the gym bro diet to pro-metabolic and micronutrient dense, I haven't looked back. There's no need to. There's no restriction. There's no counting calories or looking at macros. It's not analytical at all. Instead of looking at the app or a spreadsheet, listening to words on how to fuel your body, you're listening to your own internal cues. So eating when you're hungry and stopping when you're satisfied. Or honoring your cravings and looking at what you're craving. If you're craving something sweet, then have some organic ice cream. Have homemade gummies. So if I'm craving something, I definitely will make a better version of it. And I think that's why ice cream and cheese, all these other bad labeled foods get a bad rep because they're not inherently bad. It depends on the ingredients. Sugar is not bad for you. You always have to pair sugar with a protein and make sure, look at the ingredients, because sugar in a candy bar is going to metabolize different in your body with all that gross ingredients in it than pure cane sugar or pure maple syrup or honey, things in simple ice creams, homemade things like that. So I felt like I went on a little ramble there, but hopefully you guys found this video helpful. And if you are already following this diet, let me know in the comments. I would love to see if you guys are already focusing on the pro-metabolic diet and the nutrient-dense way of eating. And I'll see you guys in the next video.